All right, friends, taking a live look over the city if you could see it, because there's just a whole lot of sunshine out there right now. We've got some blue skies. Pardon me. A little bit of that pollen is getting into my lungs here, so I start to have a minor cough. If you suffer from allergies, FYI, we are still looking at moderately high pollen content from juniper, elm, and also mold spores. So take that into consideration. But listen, all of these blue skies that we've got here in the clear weather, that's changing by late this morning into the afternoon. Cloud cover is going to build on up. We're still dealing with breezy conditions. We're going to bring in an opportunity for showers, then thunderstorms, then a severe weather threat, then snowfall, then wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour. That's a lot. Good morning to you guys. First 1-5 meteorologist Greg Bennett here with you. So much to discuss here, but isn't that how it works here in the Midwest, right? In the Missouri River Valley. You can get all 4 seasons in 24 hours. This time it's going to take like 48 to 72 hours for that to occur, but we will get it. So there's a lot to kind of sort of unfold. So with that being said, first thing I want to do is talk about the severe weather risks moving forward into our Tuesday. Now, there's technically going to be 2 rounds of this. One, and the biggest round, is going to be in the morning. That's where we're going to see the more broad opportunity for thunderstorms and maybe some severe weather activity. If we see severe storm activity, it is more likely that it's going to be due to high wind, gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour, and hail the size of quarters or larger, at least radar indicated. We're still going to keep the tornado threat low, but it is not zero. We will continue to monitor that closely for you, but truly, tornado opportunities are much more concentrated further south with this storm system, closer to around Louisiana and the Arklatex just in general. So it is still something we'll track, but I'm more concerned about hail, and I'm more concerned about us getting into even that high wind development. Now, with that being said, this is not the only thing that we're monitoring, right? There's going to be snowfall on the backside of this, so much so that we do have ourselves a winter storm watch in effect to our northern counties. This will be around Buchanan County and Atchison County and stretches all the way up towards the Iowa border. That's going to be on the backside of this storm system, all right? This whole system is not cold. All right. It's only the outer fringe line that pulls in enough cold air to produce a frozen precipitation option for us. So that is definitely some good news for us. And what I mean by that is that it allows us to lower the actual snowfall accumulation with this. You got to remember, we're still technically in the winter season. Technically, we've got 17 more days to go before we're technically in the spring season, right? Once we pull that winter weather out, what takes its place is high wind watches. All right. Technically, both of these watches will be in effect starting at 9 p.m. on Tuesday night, and they're going to go into Wednesday. One ends at 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning, which is your winter storm warning, and the high wind watch goes all the way to lunchtime. And that's definitely worthwhile because I've got gusts that could technically register up over 50 miles per hour. Over 50 miles an hour. I mean, even today, we've got gusts at 25. But check out what happens as we move on into Tuesday. This is Tuesday night. 48 mile per hour gusts, 51 up around St. Joe. And then as we move forward into about midnight Wednesday morning, 50 mile per hour gusts are being forecasted right now. And then 3 a.m., 51 mile per hour gusts, 52 up around Atchison. And then as we go through the late morning, you see those gusts slowly die off a little bit there as we finally get away from 2 opposite pressure systems and bring in 1 pressure system to win over in the end, which should be high pressure for us. That'll bring in some sunshine for our Thursday, but very gusty conditions. And notice the little lines that we've got here. When we get up to, 40, 50 mile an hour winds, how about 7 o'clock in the morning, right, for our Wednesday? So this is just around the time frame that you're going to be heading out for work, or maybe the kids heading off to school. 45 mile per hour gusts are predicted, and it's mainly out of the north. So I-70, the northern side of the loop and the southern side of the loop are going to be your crosswind problems. That could be a big deal for high-profile vehicles such as tractor-trailers, buses, RVs, right? Even high-profile 4x4 vehicles are going to be rocking and rolling something fierce because of these winds. So I want you to take that into consideration. Also, if you've got a flight on Wednesday, I would not be surprised if it's delayed. Okay, because of the high wind that's going to be at the surface, it's going to make things very difficult for those planes to land and take off. So it's going to be something that we're watching on that as well. Let's get into the radar system just to show you where we're at with this. And then I'm going to get into the forecast for you for today, and then we'll call it done with our update. But this is what it looks like for today. We're going to build up some clouds here fast, right, through the early afternoon and late afternoon. And this is where we're starting to pick up some showers and maybe a weak thunderstorm here. I don't want to rule out even a severe weather opportunity to our western counties. That's Jefferson County. That's going to be Douglas County, Franklin, and Anderson counties. I'm not ruling you out of this. Even Miami County, either you, I'm not going to rule you out of potentially getting into a very weak, severe weather threat. So just barely the cusp of it. It's limited. It's definitely more weighing on the scale of not going to happen, but it's still an option today because of how close we are with the proximity of the storm system and where we are with forced lifting and the temperature during this time frame too. So it's all looking plausible for something like that to occur. Is it necessarily going to occur like a guarantee? No, I don't have a guarantee on it, but I just want you to be prepared for it. I don't want you to be surprised or taken off from it in those locations. And it's going to be around the evening that we see this occur. As we move into Tuesday morning, I should say, this is when we're bringing in the front. And this is where we get the most impact of these shower and storm activity. This is where we're more likely to see severe weather, is around that morning time frame. We're all trying to get ready for work and head off to school and run some errands. Be ready for this. Heavy downpours, frequent lightning, gusty winds. We want to watch out for all of this. This blows through, and as you can see, it broadens out. It's a widespread opportunity right now. But as we make it into the afternoon, we break it up and bring in the low pressure system. So now we're going to get into the center of the low in that counterclockwise rotation. But that too could produce a couple of storm cells as well by mid-late afternoon. We're getting into some of the warmth of the day. We're getting into the forced lifting of the low pressure system. All of this could spell an opportunity for 1 or 2 or 3 more severe thunderstorm warnings to occur. It's going to be a bit more spotty, a bit more isolated than compared to what we're looking at for the morning, but this is basically round 2 within the same storm system for a severe weather opportunity. Now, we move into the overnight, and we start to see the backside of the low pressure system pour in from the west. We're going to pull in, I should say, some colder air out of Canada. We were issuing mid-30s for morning lows on Wednesday morning last week, but we've saw updates throughout the weekend that provide us temperatures to start dropping further, and we actually get below freezing around this time frame. So it's conducive for frozen precipitation, and then that too will move out going into the mid and late morning time frame. It's about a 3 to 4 hour window that we can get some flurry action to occur here, but it's also going to come with that high wind. Remember, we're talking wind gusts in the morning, 6, 7 a.m., 45 to 50 miles per hour out of the north. That's high wind. The sustained wind is 15 to 25 miles per hour. So it's already going to be a breezy situation. So this is looking to be blowing snow, maybe some lower visibility. Now, are we talking about crazy amounts of accumulation? I don't believe so. Here's the latest updates on some of our long-range snow predictions. This one, the American model says 2.5 inches of accumulated snow, 3.6 to Olathe, 3.5 to Ottawa. Let's go into the European model and see where we're at with that. This one says 1.3 inches of snow, 2.4 to Olathe, 3.9 to Lawrence, and 4 inches to Atchison. So it's still all over the place. What we're thinking of, and we're taking all of this data into consideration, obviously our experience as meteorologists in this Missouri River Valley, what we're believing is it's more likely that 1 to 2 inches of accumulated snow is going to be likely to the area with the backside of this low pressure system. 1 to 2 inches. It's not much. And we're going to have the ground on the warmer side. So the first round of snow that hits the ground should absolutely melt. I don't see this being a significant threat for snowfall just in general, but low visibility because of blowing snow is going to be a concern for us. And we're also talking about wet and slick conditions on those roadways on top of the high wind. It's not a good combination. So again, be aware of this moving into our Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, I want to end with what we're looking at for today in regards to our temperatures, sky conditions, where we're at. Here it is. As you can tell, cloud cover builds up nicely by late this morning. The temperatures are on the rise. We're still well above average for this time of year, making it into the lower 60s. It's about 10 to 13 degrees above the norm for us. So it's a mild forecast, but it does come with wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour this afternoon. By mid this evening, between 6 and 8 p.m., we could pick up some rainfall there, maybe a thunderstorm to our west and southwest counties, but it's much more likely we're going to get into the bulk of our heavy rain and storm activity early to mid-morning of our Tuesday. All right, you can see those temperatures kind of regulating around the mid-50s and the lower 50s. That's the forecast that I wanted to get at. You definitely want to tune in later tonight anyways for our severe weather coverage that we're going to be talking about, and severe weather preparedness week. We are in it today. And we're going to be talking about how you can prep and prepare for severe weather. That's the one for today, our Monday. I've actually discussed things about what you can do to stay safe in severe weather if you live in an actual apartment building, right? One of those high rises out there. So we'll talk about that. And of course, there's going to be a lot more information tonight at 6:30 on the First Warn 5 Weather Show. So you definitely want to check that out. With that being said, a live look at the sun is where we're going to end this. Definitely going to be a day that you can plan, kind of prep up for that potential for severe weather. Again, it's not a huge threat. We're not talking about, a level 4 or level 5 severe weather risk. This is a level 1, but this is the first severe weather opportunity we have had since being in our winter season, trying to transition into the spring and severe weather season. So we're trying to kind of reset for now thunderstorms more so than copious amounts of snow and, wind from that too. But it's definitely going to be an interesting next few days. Be ready for it.